One of the most successful bands to come out of Scotland. They're preparing for another UK tour. Simple Minds back on the road in the spring, and they round off the tour at the Ipswich Regent on May the 4th. I caught up with lead singer Jim Kerr and asked him if the title of the group's new album, Big Music, sums up the overall sound of the CD.
Less so on this record, although having said that, the title track itself, Big Music, is one of probably the most bombastic track on the record. But no, I think the record ticks a lot of boxes, and some of the stronger moments. So, for instance, if you look at the social network sites and stuff, one of the songs that's become arguably the favourite of the fans is a very intimate ballad called "Spirited Away." So, the band has retained its style that we mentioned through the years, but I think in this there's kind of an array of dynamics.
A lot of people are suggesting that Simple Minds are enjoying a new lease of life these days. It's a horrible expression to keep using, but would you agree with that?
A new purple patch.
Yeah, that's better.
Yes, I think that is true. I think sometimes things swing round, luck comes your way, and people are up for it again, and they're it's very hard for a band that's as long in the tooth as Simple Minds are to come up with new material that is judged as well as their past records. But Big Music, I think, in terms of critics, we were trying to think. I mean, I don't think any of even our sort of peak albums were as widely acclaimed as this has been, and it's kind of hard to believe. But so that's great. But I think things like getting the Q Award for being one of the a lot of bands I mentioned, Simple Minds has been their sort of influence, and things like NME mentioning the band as one of the top 100 bands that you must hear and all that. If you'd asked me how likely that would have been 5 years ago, I'd have said not very likely.
And the new album comes complete with a bonus CD, doesn't it? One of the editions, and a DVD. And I see some interesting covers on the CD too, the bonus tracks, including Riders on the Storm.
Yeah, which again, we're talking about the earlier influences. I mean, Riders on the Storm. Sometimes we during the festival gigs, sometimes you just like to throw something in, a bit of fun, a song that everyone will know, and we did that earlier this year in the summer. And as soon as you sang that opening line, the audience took it away. So we thought, right, well, we'll make that a bit of the show over the next couple of years, and let's record it, and use it as the reference. Huge influence on Simple Minds, The Doors.
Given that you've got so many hit singles that people will expect to hear, and given that you rate the new album so highly, obviously, speaking to you about it, how do you fit all this material in?
That indeed is the challenge, but it's a great challenge to have. I'd rather have that the other way. I mean, we play 20 songs every night. Half of them, it's a 26-song set every night. Half of them we will play every performance. The other half we chop and change. That way it keeps things fresh. But someone asked me the day, said, "What's the list that's not going to make it this year?" And there's a list of songs that we're not going to play because we've either been playing them too much or whatever. And when I read them out, the guy said, "That's the greatest hits album." But you do have to drop things and bring them back. Simple Minds are a working band. I can't see us stopping touring for a while yet. We put together a set that we hope to tick as many boxes as possible, keep as many people happy as possible, but it's not possible to keep everyone happy every night. And they'll say, "Well, you never played this, or you never played that." The reason is because there's just not enough time.
Jim, thank you very much indeed for joining us on the programme. Look forward to seeing you back in Ipswich on the 4th of May at the Regent Theatre.
Pleasure, Stephen. Pleasure. Bye-bye.